Greetings, my fellow gamers. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Get Rexx't, and welcome to Let's Quest episode 35. Now, in today's episode, as I mentioned in my previous one, we're going to be talking about the recent happenings during the Wintervale startup event, which, that was, the 16th, started up, and the Grumpus Mount Minion incident surrounding the Wintervale very first hours. Now, for those of you who has absolutely no clue what I'm talking about, I'm going to bring you up to speak, and then we're going to talk a bit about it, because there's been not too much, but there's been some discussion within the community about who's at fault regarding the entire Grumpus Minion thing. Now, so without wasting any more time, let's get kick into it. So when the Winter's Whale event started up this here very Wednesday, there was a sudden thing which caught my attention when I was in Orgrimmar on my Death Knight. I was on my way to Northrend to get my Naxxramas runs going for some Tritonsmogs, and then all of a sudden I saw this person in trade chat who was trying to sell the Minion of Grumpus mount. At first I thought, okay, sure, it's the Winter's mount, nothing big about it, but then someone else started commenting on it and said that, oh, why are you selling the mount and why are you guys buying it? You can just do this trick and you'll be guaranteed to get the mount yourself. Now, being a bit curious about what this is, because I myself am a mount collector, and I'm like 20 mounts away from 300, so I went like, oh, well, if there's a guaranteed way to get the mount, let's see what it is. If it isn't too cheeky, maybe I should try it myself. And it turned out that this here mount, the Minion of Grumpus, which was added to the game files quite a while ago, was obtained via a present called the Savage Gift. Now, the Savage Gift would be obtained by doing 4 daily quests within your garrison. You would get these 4 daily quests, which were the one is to kill Grumpus, the world boss per se of the Winter's Veil event. Then the second daily would be to free 6 children from Grumpus's area. Then there will be a daily quest to kill 8 of Grumpus's minions from his area. And the last one to destroy 5 horrible presents, which was broken beyond really belief on the first day. Then, upon completing these 4 daily quests, you would get yourself 5 currencies, tokens, kind of things, which you could trade in for different things in regards of the Winter's Veil event. Mostly, you could get decorations for your garrisons, but you could also get yourself a Crash and Trash and toy. But what caught most people's attention was the Savage Gift. Now, the Savage Gift is an item which had a chance of giving oil, garrison resources, Apexis crystals, the Experience Potion, Elixir of Rapid Mind. It could give you Frozen Arms of the Hero, which increases your followers' item level. You could get Medallions of the Legion, increasing your Drain your reputations. But most intriguingly to people was the Minion of Grumpus mount. And the Minion of Grumpus mount, I would assume, caught some people's attention because it's the secondary Yeti mount to be added in the game, and it's the only Yeti mount accessible without doing challenge modes. Since there's just 2 of them, that wouldn't be too hard to figure, but yeah. And since a lot of people don't exactly do challenge modes, and some people flat out say that, well, I don't have time or skill enough to do silver in challenge mode, although that shouldn't be really that hard, they decided that, oh, I really want this mount, I need this mount. And then there was this one clever person who figured out a loophole to obtaining this mount. Since having a mount drop off from a world boss, which is only active during 1 special event a year, I could see as a bit unfair. I mean, like, look at how many people who has the world drop mounts from Mr. Pandaria, and those are up all year. So Blizzard decided to get this genius idea of adding the mount into the Savage Gift present. Now, this was where they forgot to include a special little detail about this gift itself, as the gift is bought from these Wintervale currencies, and these currencies, pretty much like all other currencies, is something Blizzard will want to be able to trade things back for. For instance, say like honor, you buy yourself a headpiece for honor, and then like you do a battleground in the strongbox, you get yourself a headpiece, and you're like, oh well, I still have the heirloom shoulders, I'd rather like sell this helm, get the honor back, and then buy the shoulders instead, so I get better on my way with my PvP gear. And Blizzard wants you to be able to do this, so like trade back within 2 hours in order to, you know, just in case you regret it and you wanted to do something else. With the currency, that is. Now, the thing was that the Savage Gift counts as a box. It's something you can open. And although auto-loot is something which most players uses, you don't need to have it turned on. And if you don't have it turned on, that would enable you to open the gift, check what's inside the gift, And if there wasn't anything of interest, you could simply close the gift and you could resell it for the same currency, and you will be able to buy it and do this again and again and again until you eventually got the item you wanted. Which is where the problem came into play. Now, when I first saw the Grumpus mount trying to be sold in trade chat early that day, it was going for somewhere between 50 to 35k gold. And then the word had spread, oh, it's a rare. And then the word had spread about that you could get this mount by means of what is, yes, actually called exploiting. It's called exploiting. And then suddenly everyone had it, and the mount was going for no more than 5k, and then, of course, Blizzard hotfixed it, and it suddenly rose up to a price of, I've seen it go for like 100k now. Now, the thing is that this happened, this thing with the Grumpus Minion mount, happened on the same day as Blizzard threw their secondary banhammer, which I covered in my previous episode. Now, this also led a lot of people who got banned to try and put the blame on that, oh, we got banned because of the Grumpus Minion thing, and this is why not much, there hasn't been a lot, I really had to dig around to find things like this, but it still caught my attention because I think it's a bit funny to pay attention to what happens when Blizzard forgets thing, which becomes exploitable material for people to use. Now, that was when some people started claiming that, oh, I was banned because of I got the Grumpus Minion mount on so many characters, in heightened sense of trying to hide, most likely, that they were botters, I would assume, because I haven't been able to find anyone who can actually, with pictures, prove that their ban reason was because of the Grumpus mount thing, and I don't think Blizzard really would ban anyone for it unless you really went overboard and got like 20 of the mounts or something, but yeah, you see what I'm getting at here. So some people started proclaiming that, oh, I was banned because of the mount thing, I didn't bot at all. Ooh, absolutely not. And I still think it's a bit funny that people then starts to give Blizzard the trash talk, because people will then go on and say that, well, it's Blizzard's fault, they forgot it, so why shouldn't I be allowed to, get the mount of 12 characters and sell it for the highest price deemed possible in the history of possibilities? Well, keep in mind that, once again, we have signed this, agreement thingy, the biggest lie on the internet. Nobody reads that, but they press accept anyway. And I'm pretty sure that someplace inside there is something about us as people who play this game shouldn't use or, what's the word again? I'm not sure. Anyway, you get my thing. We shouldn't use these exploits. And although Blizzard Entertainment, I can't deny it, is at fault for not making sure that this present was not resellable, because they should have, adding a mount to the game which is not soulbound really should make you think twice about things like that. And then adding this present when the Winter's Veil event started, then having it, you have the possibility to open it, check what's inside, and then resell it. It make things a bit dumb, I have to say. I'm so sorry, Blizzard. But then again, it was an open exploit, and people really should have realized that what they were doing was exploiting. It's not hard. Oh, wow, I got a lot of these crystals. It's not really hard to understand that what you were doing was exploiting, like, honestly. It's not a common thing that you should be able to open the present, check what's inside, pack it down, and give it back. Like, would you really do that for Christmas? Would you do that for Christmas? Would you, like, open the present from your grandma and you would see that there's some new socks inside, and you would close it and you'll be like, I want to turn this back in and see if I can't get something else? No, you wouldn't do that. Another rare. So, people in hindsight doing this in the game, of course, they will try to excuse themselves with that, well, Blizzard's at fault for, not actually fixing this thing fast enough, for having it done like that all the way from the start. Yes and no, yes and no. But then again, it's the amount of how much you do it, because I know of people who use this trick for getting them out. Now, what they did was getting one bounce. So if anyone has been legitimately gotten, like, not a permaban, but gotten any form of ban for misusing this exploit to get the mount, the Grumpus Minion, then I assume that you did way more than getting just one. Because none of my friends who got the mount by this way has been banned. So if it's actually some truth in what people try to say, that I was banned because of the mount thing, then I think you went overboard with the mount, dude. I think you gathered more than just one, and then I can easily see you getting banned. Like, of course, Blizzard would have to expect some people to get the mounts on the very first package. One of my friends did that. I was joking with him and said, if you want this mount, you're gonna have to, like, open like 20 million presents. And douchebag fucking opened one. You know who I'm talking to. You're most likely watching this video, you ass. But anyway, So if it's in reality truth that some people get banned because of it, then again, I think you're a bit of your own yourself to blame because of the fact that you didn't get one mount, you probably got a lot of these mounts. Now I still see bunch of people selling this mount like fucking fresh bread out of the oven on the trade chat. So I don't think it's a lot of truth in people trying to say that they got banned because of the mount. I still just believe that's a bunch of botters who's trying to hide the reason behind their banning. Maybe, maybe not. We'll most likely never know. But then again, I personally feel that this is something that Blizzard should have seen coming. They really should have. So if it's true that anyone has been banned because of this here event, then it's a bit sad actually. But again, as mentioned, it's a bit of your own fault. It depends on how much overboard you actually took it. Because if you got just like one mount, maybe two, then okay, let's just sweep it under the rug for this time. But if you went on and got like 12 to 20 of these mounts just to spam sell them on the trade chat, then I can see that you might just maybe get some sort of ban for it. Because once again, it is an exploit. It's an open exploit, and although it's there, although it's Blizzard's fault arguably because that they didn't think about having the mount refundable and so on, etc., etc. I still think that we as players shouldn't appear to be that stupid. We really shouldn't, because we're not that dumb. We ain't that dumb. We should be able to see that, oh, this is something which openly shouldn't be enabled, but it's still enabled. So you know what? I'm just gonna take this here and use it to my advantage, earn some easy gold. We shouldn't do that. We as World of Warcraft players, we're better than that, aren't we? I I personally think that we're better than that. At least hope we are. But then again, I'm not someone to decide. I'm just sharing my personal opinion upon this matter, as it just caught my attention, especially when I heard someone trying to say that, oh, I got banned because of this thing, and it made me wonder, like, if you got banned, then you must have gathered more than one mount, didn't you? If you're sitting there now watching this video and you've collected like way many mounts, you're trying to tell me you just got one? No, you didn't. You most likely got a lot more than one mount. I'm pretty damn sure about it. Then again, I'm pretty sure this is not the last time you will see something like this added to the game, because I do understand and see Blizzard's reason for going forward with the mount in this way, because once again, having a mount drop from the world boss, which would only be available at that specific time, would be kind of stupid if it was only lootable once a day. Of course, you could camp farm him, but with his respawn time, that means that everyone would have gotten the mount eventually anyway. And having other means of giving you multiple chances a day to get the mount, well, sure, I could be all in for that. I could see the appeal in that. But then again, it's about having some rarity to it, because it's something about getting that special mount, about feeling a bit special. Like, heck on all of everything. People who has, like, for instance, the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent mount from the Shawfanger. I mean, like, it's something special to have that mount, and I assume that's what Blizzard is going for with some of these mounts, is that they want it to feel special. They want it to feel a bit unique. And with this being the second only Yeti mount in the game, I can also understand why Blizzard wouldn't want absolutely everyone to have it, because mounts are supposed to a certain degree, look a bit special. It's supposed to feel a bit unique to have obtained a mount, well, with of course the exception of faction bot mounts and so on. But some mounts should be a bit, they should be a bit holy. They should. Holy. And all that stuff. So yeah, I can see what they're getting at. I can see what they're getting at, but then again, I also understand people really wanting this because the Yeti mount is heck cool. I will have to agree with that myself. I personally, when I saw it, I was like, oh, cool, it's the Yeti mount. And I myself haven't gotten around to doing challenge modes just yet. So for me, it was absolutely amazing to see a Yeti mount being added, which did not require challenge modes. And once again, I collect mounts, and I'm just 20 away from 300. So any mount was any mount for me. It was. It really was. Thankfully, I have 6 characters in level cap, so for me to obtain the Grumpus mount wasn't really that much of a challenge, as I have done it each day since the Winter's Veil event came out. But then again, it is a bit more suspicious to see one account person obtain the same mount 13 times on the first day of the event compared to someone who would like obtain it on one character over a course of multiple days. So yeah, it's a bit your own fault if you got banned for it. But then again, no one's been able to come forth and properly tell me that I was banned because of this. I can't say if it's true. I just wanted to cover it. It was an interesting topic because this is not the first time we have seen an in-game thing which has been Blizzard's fault, which led to something exploitable, to which were then might have been or actually led to people getting banned. And I understand the frustration caused by it. I understand. Like, I see that it's a bit pissy that, oh, Blizzard forgot to do this or do that, and, oh, with all the rares today. And then suddenly, you were supposed to, like, take on some sort of punishment because Blizzard didn't think it through. But then again, you are also allowed to think twice. You really, really are. It's not like just because an exploit is there and it's open that you should go like, oh, I'm gonna misuse this to my advantage. You really shouldn't. We're better than this, aren't we? Let's at least try to pretend that we're better than this, because I want to believe that we, the players who still are part of this World of Warcraft community, are better than that. There's not a lot of us left now, of course, with, you know, all the banners getting caught and shit. Botters, I mean, not banners. But yeah, I just wanted to make this short video here to cover the topic. Also had to get a Let's Quest out there. Christmas is closing in, so there's going to be a bit tight on videos here at my channel, but you're still going to see videos uploaded pretty much once a day. Now, a statement I also want to make in this video is that we're going to be having... Ooh, pack! I can finally start being a retard. Is that there's going to be some special videos up by the next upcoming week as of this video's release. We're going to be having the Mythic Archimond video coming up. We're going to be having a special bonus featured video, which I don't really want to spoil what's going to be contained in. I want to see how you, my fellow gamers, takes it as like a surprise reaction. And I'm also working on track to get the Topic of the Month video, which I promised getting out there. I didn't get mine out in November, and I still feel pretty bad about that, but the one in December should be on track, the one I mentioned about gankers. So yeah, sit tight for that, and we'll see. Now, why don't you, if the Grumpus Minion thing is something which caught you of interest, tell me in the comment section down below, or my Facebook page, link below, what do you personally think about this entire thing with the mount and so on? Do you think that we players should be freely allowed to use these exploits because Blizzard forgot to remove them? Or do you think that we should be allowed, like I think we should, to think twice and actually consider, you know, this is something which is just forgotten and was left out when they first thought about it, so we really shouldn't exploit it in this way? I personally think that we should think a bit more. We should. And again, if someone was banned because of this, then if you get like 10 mounts in a day, like within a few hours, because it was hotfixed kind of fast, then you are pretty much on yourself to blame. You are. So tell me what you think. It will be really interesting for me to hear what other players besides me thinks about this entire Grumpus mount thing. And that's pretty much going to wrap up today's Let's Quest video. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed. And once again, I'm open for suggestions if you guys want to hear me talk about something else in future videos, in terms of anything which is happening in-game, in terms of current raids, expansions, legions, so on. Taking like small subcategory things which I most likely couldn't cover in an entire Topic of the Month video and put them into a Let's Quest video instead, because once again, I'm trying to make my Let's Quest videos a bit more interactive and talk about current happenings in-game, around the game, things which is relatable to the game, making it seem as if I'm a bit more up-to-date than, yes, compared to my Let's Quest episode 33, where we in fucking December found a candy bucket. Now, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys will be staying tuned for my future videos, and until the next time, my fellow gamers, have a good one.